Father, my wife and I just had the privilege of attending a recital of some local piano musician, trainer, teacher here in our area last night, and heard, really quite a few, 17 or so different students performing on all these different instruments and that sort of thing. But obviously some of them were better than others, and that seems to be how it is. But I understand you have a bit of a musical analogy or metaphor yourself to share when it comes to examination of conscience.
Yeah, I sometimes share this like on retreats that I give, and maybe it's because I also took piano lessons as a kid. But, we might think about the conscience in this way, that imagine a kid who has had no musical training whatsoever, maybe a 6 or 7-year-old who just sits down at a piano and starts plunking away wildly at the 88 keys, and there's no order. It's just noise, and if we were in the house listening to that, we'd probably ask the kid to please stop it because it's so ugly, But then when you think about like the students you heard last night, or maybe a concert pianist that we pay big bucks to go hear, that pianist has gone through all this training over years and years. And again, they didn't make up musical theory, or they didn't invent this maybe Mozart or Beethoven piano concerto. They're following the rules, as it were. They're playing the notes that this other person put on the page, and they're playing them at the right pace and the right volume. And yet this produces something very beautiful that we are happy to go listen to, and may even move us very deeply in our hearts. So I use that as an analogy just because I think often, we think that we're going to be most happy when we just kind of have what we think is this freedom to do whatever we want, whenever we want. And as you said earlier, Patrick, it's often dictated by how we feel. But, really, that's going to leave us not feeling good. It's going to leave us feeling empty or unhappy. And, and just look at all the people. And, we can think of our own experience. I don't mean to point to other people who are, caught up in serious sin. We just think of ourselves. We know that when we engage in behaviors or adopt attitudes that are not good and according to God's will, that inevitably we're left feeling kind of unsettled and disturbed and unhappy, and that's how it should be.
Yeah.
So we want to be more like the concert pianist and not like the neophyte who just slams down on the keys and say, I can play them in any order I want. You can't stop me.
All right. No, it's a good analogy, I think, and it holds true.